NFL season between the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers. Ready to get us started, it's Cade York, and off we go from uptown Charlotte. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. "39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Now Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Anthony Schwartz, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw is Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 67 yards. And the Browns are on the board here first in the season opener. Now Cade York for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Takes it at the 7.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Oh, he's got a little... There he goes, right side. A big play there for Carolina. 45 yards on the ground. So that run there, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
And what I really enjoyed about that run and what made it so impressive to me was how he improvised along the way. Sometimes on a big play, you just get the football and you take off in a straight line and go. But this time, how about the artistry of that play? That looked a little bit like a Picasso to me.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Right back to Hubbard. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 34.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
Stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll run here with Hubbard. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Off the play fake, here's Corral. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. When tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is third and goal. Third and goal. Here's Corral. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Browns drive about to get started. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Shifts by him, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. Finding space at the 40, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And again, it's Chubb. Damian Wilson in on the stop.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. An incompletion as a result.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw, Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Now Chubb running right. Down to about the 32.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evenings. For some reason, it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative with the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200-plus right now. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run it again with Chubb. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Pulling a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Watson just beating the play clock. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down.
York able to send this one through.
And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On second down, here's a run with Hubbard.
They find some open field here. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
83 yards for him on the ground in his first quarter. He has been tremendous to start the new year.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Corral with it. First down here. Checks this down to Hubbard.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run. Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time, separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
On 3rd and 1, Corral.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
They'll go for it on 4th. Here's Corral. That caught by Tremble. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Credit Melvin Ingram, able to get into the backfield and make the stop.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap. Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive.
On 3rd down, Corral.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. To the air again. Here's Corral. That's complete out right to the tight end, Tremble.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
Well, another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in this first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he...
And it'll be caught in the end zone for the Carolina touchdown by DJ Moore.
4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from drawing level.
And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not all now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
David Njoku got a huge vote of confidence from the Cleveland Browns when they named him their franchise player this past offseason. That has a lot of people expecting a long-awaited, big-time breakout from the 6-year tight end, and he comes through with a first down catch on that previous play.
A give running right is Chubb. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Watson now to throw. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's Watson.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
And some room to maneuver. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play there on the catch and run. 33 yards.
I think you'd have to say Nick Chubb, pound for pound, one of the most powerful runners in the NFL. He proved it there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 17, here's 2nd and 4. Chubb on the counter, and not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
And when the defense wins and gets up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
York able to send this one through,
and the lead grows to 4. It's 13-9.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get...
No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And I think the Browns got it. They did. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football, and they still find ways to knock it free.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Handoff comes to Chubb, and they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Well, they certainly got dented with that first down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
From the gun, here's Watson. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Browns. Jakeem Grant from 8 yards out.
And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And oh, it's no good on the PAT, so they can't add on here. And our score is going to stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Corral to throw on 1st and 10. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Corral. There's Tremble, the tight end. He's got room at the 30.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Corral to throw once again. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
On the play fake, Corral.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Now after the sack, you got Corral and the Panthers here staring at a tough play, 3rd and long.
Back to throw here. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
This fielded right at the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them
in the locker room at halftime.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
On first down, it's Watson.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he has a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Watson, off play action. Wide open receiver, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They toss it left side to Chubb, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Like any team plan, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. If they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
York able to send this one through,
and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
And
And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did. And remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 41-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met. Okay, let's do our version of name dropping here. Let's show off a little knowledge, right? The A-gap, the gap between the center and the guard on either side, right? Both sides. Control that, you're going to control an inside running game.
And he had to feel satisfied because he hit that gap, broke the contact. He loves that.
That's the best part, right? That's what he's going to ask the coach to run back on film.
Let me see that one more time.
Show that again, coach. Look how my legs kept churning. I just kept moving, and he did to the tune of a big game.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They hand off to their big tight end. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And he takes this one in for a Brown score.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Browns are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
12. King York to kick off for the Browns.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Throwing here, Corral. He's got a man. That's Marshall. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. A first down throw here for Corral. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his side, able to recover that fumble.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Here's Corral. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Third and long, Corral. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And I don't think any of us are surprised when we see Matt Corral make throws like this because he earned a reputation out of school for challenging defenses at every opportunity. He has more than enough arm to do so. Quarterback situation, Carolina is a bit murky, and they gambled on his upside, knowing he could be starting games as a rookie.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Second and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Corral looking for another pass here. That pass.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple, and that's why.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. To throw is Watson.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
The offense on third down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Watson. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big gain of 39 on third.
Even with a big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10.
A give. This is Chubb.
And down to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Out of the gun, Watson. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Here's Watson on the sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Credit there goes to those guys up front.
Certainly does, but we're also seeing how quarterbacks are doing it nowadays on the sneak. When I played high school ball, my coach John Ford used to say, just get down behind those guys and pick up the first down. Now these guys might hesitate a count, use their vision in their eyes, and find the crease and dive for it that way.
Chubb will get the call running left. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
Throwing on third down, Watson.
got a man. It's Schwartz, complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 12-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10.
Coming right, this is Chubb on the toss. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or two if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game, and that has to drive a coach crazy.
On third down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Browns are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is now 24.
36, Panthers 12.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
On 2nd and 10, Corral over the middle, complete. It's Hubbard. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that'll give them a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Corral. And that'll be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd and 1, Corral. For Marshall, that's complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Corral to throw on 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Just 2 minutes remaining.